You do that shit.
Did you see it?
I got distracted. I'ma be real. I got distracted. I wasn't looking at the timer. I was messaging peeps. I was trying to get things done. I only have one heart, you gopher. Look, I don't know why. Like the phrase in my heart of hearts. No, Rudy. That is not how we're going to be doing our communication in this chat. I saw you posting in that channel plug. That is not the purpose of the channel plug channel. It's not meant to be like a weird little ground to sort of be like, look at me as I get first. Where's the hair? I don't have it on. It is Sunday morning. Besides, what's wrong with my hair? What's wrong with this cool ass fake mohawky hair? This is cool. I don't need to have the anime protagonist hair all the time. I don't need to be looking like, you know, fucking Sor or Vanitas when I'm playing this game. I can just play this game normally. I can just play it with, you know, just the shirt. Do you not like me? You have a little surprise for me later that you sketched earlier whilst cafe sketching? Ooh! It's not Kingdom Hearts without the hair. I used to have a button for actual, like, I think it's a shape key. I need to double check where that shape key is. I actually have a shape key for, like, actually removing the hair. Give me a second. Let me find it. It's a particular button, I'm fairly sure. Alright. Oh no, that's used for hype chain. Do you want to overwrite? No. Currently used for tummy. Yep. Alright, check this out. Check out this monstrosity. You're only gonna see this here, where, like, look at my hair. It's fucking gone. This is what I'm gonna look like in my 40s or 50s, most likely, depending on what my genetics are like. My hair is just gonna be, you know... Ow. Zach Rhino, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Hang on, I need to move my mic just a little bit. All right, where is the... There we go. This is what I look like right now. This is what I should be as I approach my 30s, is keep my hair on. Hair on furries is super hit or miss for me. I think it works for you though. The reason it works for me is cuz like zebras have fur, quite frankly, but they also have a mane. So you kind of have to play to the advantages of how the species does their thing. For example, what's in my brain? What's in my brain? For example, zebras, for instance, and this extends to horses as well. They have like the whole like short furs and such like that. So like this model right here, it's like you got your gray and black thingy-majiggy, and it's all like really short and what have you. But we also have the mane, and that's where we can put the personalization of the hair into, because the mane, as you can see with mine, is, you know, it's framed with the ears. So long as I keep my hair like pejoratively with the like between the ears, it should be fine. Like I could have like a fucking crew cut like between my ears. So instead of having like no hair or hair as tall as my ears, I could have like, you know, an army like buzz, or maybe I can have like cornrows or something like that. Point is I just need to keep it to the style of the species I'm following. So horses, zebras, they can do this kind of thing. Lions, meanwhile, like Kahlua, they have to try and keep to, you know, the hair and the mane of the lion, which is they have to go for like that, you know, all that extra floof and such. So they have to have something on the top, they have to have something on the side, and they have to have something at the bottom. But you know, because they're lions with a mane, they can get away with, if they wanted, having, you know, having a beard if they want, or they can just keep the chin strap because of the mane. Hi there, Savage Durg. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. You have a feeling it's either your Cactus shirt or Kingdom Hearts shirt is your favorite? I have a lot of shirts. I've not made any new ones recently, but let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 shirts right now, but there's I have a means of being able to create more, because the way the shirts are done is lurking while driving. Don't text while driving. Put the phone down. Hendrix, put the phone back in the holster. Back in the holster right now. Put it back. Hang on, gun. Put it back in the holster. I will not be responsible for any workplace or car-placed accidents. Put it back in the cup holder. Cornrows? Yeah, cornrows. It's like when you do the, like, it's so the hair is like really tightly braided, and it sticks like close to the scalp. So it's like, you know, cornrows. So yeah. So yeah, I got 10 different shirts, and they all follow the same sort of principle, which is, it is quite simply like my normal shirt that Wolk has made for me, which is based off this. And then what I did is I did a texture change where I'm changing the texture file. I'm not changing the normal map. I'm just changing the texture file, and I've just made that as like several different materials in Unity. There's probably now, the only problem with this kind of method is I have not seen in Vignon a way of being able to be like, oh yeah, let me just swap materials. Like I haven't seen that. And this is one of the reasons why I would want to try and do, you know, like going down the route that Gwillem or Doikswift do in making my own Unity program, is just so then that way I can create my own like environment for it, where it does like the basic, you know, face tracking and hand tracking and what have you, but it gives me the allowance of, you know, having a different way of transmitting like the texture files and what have you. So then that way, you know, maybe for example, I can have like a whole ton of more shirt kind of redeems, and make it like so that you can actually redeem a different like type of shirt, or submit to me a new shirt type. Because have you seen that stream with like Miko, I think her name is? She had like this shirt or something like that. It was like a tube top, and like words would appear on it. No shirt? No. You're not gonna take the shirt off me. All right, back to. So I have like the different shirt files, and then props is a little bit harder because props actually has, you know, all the different thingamadiggies, and hype train doesn't work. Uh-oh, there we go. I don't have like the Sora's head going. I have to like go back to default. Hey, no, savage. Give me back my shirt. Give it back to me. Back. Give it back. Give it. 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 Damn it. He's not giving it back. So yeah, so I got all these like different props. So yeah. So that's like what's in like the quote unquote wardrobe like shape key is. I just have a UI, and the UI dictates things such as, you know, changing materials and what have you. Caused him to go on a soapbox. Oh my good. Whoa. Blip, 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 blip. What is going on? Okay, tell me which is your favorite, buddy. That's all I ask. My favorite is the Himbo one, quite frankly. My favorite is and always has been the classic Himbo shirt, because I remember like that Himbo shirt came about because I think I saw Whiskey Dingo with like the Twitch attire for his VTuber, and I was like, I want one for like Himbo or something like that. So, and I know people had like, you know, spoofed the Twitch font, and I actually went to an artist, Ritz Barrera, and I asked, hey, like, could you like do this like sort of make the Himbo text but make it into the style of Twitch, because I want to put it on a shirt that, you know, Wolk made for me and such. So darn, it's not even been 15 minutes and Chad is already being horny. Absolutely. Which reminds me, I got a bonk Sashera for all the horny last night. Look at this. Bonk. Bonk. Bonk that the horny fox thingy madoogs. So yeah. And then minimize that. I just need to double check that I've actually like done all the different thingamadiggies. I think I've done all the different thingamadiggies that I've done. No word yet on the CPU. So this morning's stream is very much influenced by the fact that if I want to play, you know, if I want to play a game on stream and not deal with like, you know, crazy lag or needing to swap over to a lo-fi PNG tuber model, I'm best playing, you know, games that are just, you know, within the PlayStation, which, you know, it's not the end of the world, thankfully.
Yeah, you can't spell nutrition without nut, am I right?
Can't spell nutrition without nut. So we're gonna be playing this. I'm gonna be real with you. I have absolutely been adoring this game. Like, I know I have my platform of you can skip a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games and what have you, but for some reason, this is just a bop. Also, I need to stop the intro fighters, because I can't have you guys keep on going. Congratulations, Ryan Void, by getting up to 10 kills and being the last man standing. Congratulations. Absolute crazy. Alright, so wait, have I done all the... No, I haven't done any of the songs here. The Afternoon Streets, miss 15 or fewer times, defeat all multi-tracks, get 50% and higher on the Proud difficulty. Well, I'm not fucking around with that. So we're gonna play as, like, the... I love that you can pick different teams and there isn't, like, a disadvantage, like, mechanically speaking, but they still give you levels. Jump. Dun, 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 dun. So now I'm playing as, Roxas and the gang. Yeah. I should remember that, like, each of these hits need to, like, come in line with, like, the music that I'm listening to. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Fire!
Dun,
Take this!
dun, 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 dun. Woo! Okay, you gotta work and lurk. Not to worry. So yeah, like, these songs are just such a fun bop.
1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Good timing! I just finished that thingy-majiggy, so I can do it without worry. I'm not pressured. Big stretch! Big stretch for the big boy! Big stretch for the big boy. Interesting way of doing a rhythm game. It is interesting, and I don't have to, like, you know, do the quick feet movement. I can just, like, you know, press one of 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. Join with me, chat. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. New field song. Yep, and we can't do that because that's like a proud mode thing. We got ourselves a lot of lucid gems. And a new memory drive material. Hit all ability crystals on normal or proud. Defeat 60% or more of aerial enemies. Defeat 50%. Clear with 50% HP or more. Dun, 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 dun. All right, this is gonna be a hard one. Like, music when they, like, get into the battles quickens the pace. It's a little tricky. Dun, dun, dun. This is like halfway as well. Like, it's just gonna get harder after this. I am nearly dead. Woo! What else is a heart? Did it not go through? Oh, weird. Well, I can just do it like this. 22 misses. That is a lot of misses. There we go. Well, at least I got 2 of them. I got all the ability crystals, defeated like 60% or more of aerial enemies. I must have missed a few. And yeah, I only had like 18% health. I was close to death. All right, give us a recap.
Sora finally awoke and found a
After
message
Naminé,
written
like,
in
gaslit
Jiminy's
him.
journal. With some guidance from Mickey,
I still don't
he
forgive
set off to
Naminé for
continue his journey
gaslighting
once
Sora.
more.
And Sora, you know, may have been
Sora
the bigger
felt
man
his
of just,
heart
you
grow
know,
heavy
helping
as the
Naminé
train
still, but
carried him away from
my
town.
god, she needs to have repercussions.
At the tower, Yen Sid warned him about Organization 13.
Yep.
Mickey had set out to learn more about the organization. Sora, Donald, and Goofy searched for him, again visiting different worlds.
And now we go through those worlds again, no doubt. I feel like... Yep, so we got that one done. Cleared all the stages there. That one wanted like 10 hearts, and then that opens like all kinds of nonsense. Ah, that's interesting. They actually like splitted those worlds. And then we've got... Okay, interesting. So we got like a diverging thing. Alright, let's try this Neverland. Ah, this is part of like 358. Let's give this a try. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I think I got that wrong as well. Alright, let's give this a try. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Let's go! Please! Let's go! It's over!
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of like... Did it. Sounds like seen it. Oh, it's called The Secrets of Neverland. I don't know what you were thinking of. Do Mulan's World if it's there. Mulan's World is like up ahead, I think. I just decided to like veer off and do this one that's in the 358 days later scene. Let's see, 50%. Hit all star targets with a rating of excellent or better. Well, I didn't do that, so got ourselves a new card. All right, let's return to the world. I just wanted to like do the veering off thing, so then that way it was done. 60 or more of ground enemies. Defeat all jumping enemies on Proud. Well, we're not doing that. What is it timing? I am not really good at listening to music. How am I meant... Oh, if this music wasn't here to help. Woo! The music is getting harder. I wasn't expecting to have to be able to, like, tap really quickly. They look like they're offbeat hits. No, they were to the beat, but they weren't using like the louder beats. They were going off like the softer beats is the thing. Cause you have these, cause like, sure, most music might go like ding, 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 where it's like, you know, going off the fourth, but sometimes you'll have ding, 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 ding. Like, you have, like, the softer ones that are, like, you know, quicker. And I don't know why, but I feel like unless the music is, like, specifically about, like, going, like, you know, where it's, like, you know, doing the rapid noise, I feel like the shorter tempos are just inherently quieter. Yay! I was able to get the 2 missions I needed done. Return to the world. And then... So we get this one cleared, giving us the lightning materials, opening up that world. Alright, and then we've got Soaring Melody. Link a chain of 79 or more. Hit all simultaneous targets. This is going to be trick. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we do. You like beating stuff, eh? I'm a classic beat 'em ups fan. I will be real with you. I'm not a huge fan of like trying to do like, you know, the normal Devil May Cry like juggling combo thing. Hello. I am not going to do well in trying to get the combo thingy-majiggy, am I? Because every time I'm like, you know, screwing up on...
Hello!
I'm screwing up on like trying to get like, you know, enough of the combo peeps out of the way. Yes! I'm still alive. Hello, Jason. Giving us... I haven't done all the songs at, like, standard difficulty either. I've normally done, like, beginner, and I felt, like, a lot better in doing that. I don't have to prove myself at standard. I could very well just, you know, go down to the lower. And I have missed some simultaneous targets, which isn't too great. Dun 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 dun. Let's go. All right, let's see if I can get this. Let's see if I can like not die. Oh my goodness. Ah, finally the beat slows down. Alright, I don't know how I... How am I missing those pilots? I am honestly surprised I missed those. Just as I was talking about how fun this game was, and then the difficulty was on standard is just like, and you're gonna start missing a few more. Well, I probably didn't get any of the missions done.
_Timmer with the 6-month tier 1 sub.
Thank you, Timmy, with the 6 months. Thank you so much. Congratulations, you don't have to deal with advertisement and you get to have, you know, these fun emotes. Look at those. Look at these zebras. What's your favorite? Miss 10 or fewer? Oh, I've missed so many. I feel like some of the misses were bullshit. I'm gonna be real with you, however. I feel like some of those misses were not my fault.
7 days after Roxas was given a name and a place in Organization 13, he encountered number 14, Shion, and the gears of fate began to turn.
No.
The organization was made up of nobodies, those without hearts.
And then Shion
And
was
their
like
goal was
someone
to
who like
complete
didn't even
Kingdom Hearts
exist.
in order to become whole again. To achieve this, the Keyblade that Roxas held was an indispensable tool. As the days passed, Roxas completed his missions. Along the way, he became closer friends with Axel and Shion. The organization had another goal as well, the creation of replicas. They had copied Sora's scattered memories and powers from Castle Oblivion into an artificial replica, resulting in Shion.
Cool.
Riku found out that this is what was keeping Sora from waking up. And Shion was distraught to learn that she was nothing more than a puppet. Axel did what he thought was best for everyone. And Roxas left the organization to find out who he truly was. Shion was determined to return her memories to Sora, so she paid a visit to Naminé. As she neared completion as a replica, Shion asked to be destroyed, and she wanted Roxas to be the one to do it.
That's exactly
Trusting
what your best
Roxas
friend wants to
set
hear.
free the hearts they'd collected, Shion returned to the place she belonged, inside Sora.
Thank you, Kingdom Hearts, for just making it just that little bit harder to, like, interpret your series with that. Is this a battle? No, this is just Darkness World, I think. Get 75 or higher good or better rating. Dodge all ranged attacks by jumping. Ooh, boy. That's not convoluted at all. Alright, let's see. Can I get this? Will I succeed on standard difficulty with this with the 365 team? Because I don't want to do this in Proud. I feel like Proud would be, like, I would absolutely lose, but I want to know, do people think I'm going to get this on standard? Like, am I actually going to succeed? Not on, like, the extra missions thing, but just, you know, getting through this darn map. Someone says no? Where's the belief? Where's the belief in me? I honestly think I would succeed. I honestly think I would pass this. Where's the belief, chat? Where's the believers? Please don't let it be just that 10 points going into nah. Because A, they're gonna lose. And they're gonna lose out on 10 points. It's gonna be, like, absolutely, like, you know, terrible. You can do it, you believe in me. And yet no one has put points in saying they believe in me. No one. Not a single person thought in the bettings, in the predictions that I am going to succeed. I am distraught. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What the fuck? Oh no, it's getting faster now. The beat's gotten harder. Please don't be the fast speed for all these hits. Halfway there. I'll try and make the betting more obvious in the future for like these bigger, because I'm not gonna do it for every one of the songs, because like I'm fairly sure like a lot of the like simpler ones, or the ones that are like non-darkness or non-bosses, I'm fairly sure I'm gonna pass on the first go. But the ones that are like, you know, the at the end of the lines or boss ones, I'm definitely gonna put the prediction down, because I feel like those ones have like, you know, a little more of a gambling chance. But yeah, suck it. I was able to get 2 of those missions done as well. Choose the outcome. Nah. Sorry. Yeah, I did succeed. Get F'd whoever voted against me. I won. No, we're not.
Roxas headed for
Not doing the drinking game.
castle, but Riku blocked his path.
Why did Riku have the scarf over his eyes, I wonder?
Roxas was Sora's nobody. Riku unleashed all his powers of darkness to defeat him, paying no mind to the cost. Roxas awoke, ready to start a brand new day of summer vacation.
So, between the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Dun, 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 dun. And we get ourselves a cool little collector's card. Alrighty. But yeah, the next time we deal with, like, worlds that are at, like, the end of the chain or is, like, a boss, I will put down a prediction thingamajiggy. So, ones like these ones, I won't do, but things such as, like, maybe the darkness here, or... let's see. Oh, this one here, because that one's like a boss one, I believe. Alright, give me a sec. Dun, 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 dun. We gotta do the Mysterious Tower. Get 50% or higher Rainbow Excellent rating. Hit all star targets with a rating of Excellent or higher. Link a chain of 27 or more on easy difficulty. I can do this. I can do the high I can do this. Dun 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 dun. This guy wants to get hit 12 times. Annoying. No, I didn't miss. My goodness, so many. That, like, ding, 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 like, the music very much helped. The music was, like, that was all at the beat of the music, and I was actually able to, like, sort of, rather than look at, like, the indicator lights, I was actually able to, like, listen to the music for my beats instead. And I got myself an A++ rating! And I only missed once. Damn, that's pretty good. Alright, I think I got 2 of those missions then. Yeah, because I didn't do, like, the easy difficulty. I just did, like, standard. And I get myself another key art thingy. Hell yeah. Ow! Alrighty. Who wanted me to do Mulan? Someone asked me to do Mulan. Dun, dun, dun. Get 70% or higher good Furry Cures wanted me to do the Mulan thingy. Alrighty then. Hopefully I don't screw this one up. Hey, look, it's Mulan! Dun, 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 dun. I am so focused on the music right now. I don't know who's messaging right now. Yes! Sup, dude? Hey there's Doggo. You're doing the story mode now. You're gonna know more of the game. Yeah, doing the story mode is just a big refresher, quite frankly. A lot of this music is a bop as well, which makes it enjoyable sometimes, I will say. Because I'm gonna be real with you, going through the Chain of Memories and the 355 over 2 days songs, not enjoyable compared to, like, you know, going through the Kingdom Hearts 1, 2. Like, let's see. Yeah, I was able to get those things done, and I'm not doing anything in Proud mode because fuck Proud mode. 358 over 2 days. Yeah, you're right. And now we're doing Field of Honor. Oh my goodness. And there's so many glide targets. What the fuck? Oh boy. Alrighty then. Are not proud of Himbo. You are? No, I'm proud of how Himbo I am. I'm always proud of being Himbo. Alright, here we go. I was jumping too soon for those, I think. Thank you for the boops. Dun, dun, dun. Yes! I think I got all my glide targets as well that I need to get. Zeebs dancing is adorable. Yeah, I'm just doing like these small movements here. I'm just like... Because like, it does the tracking of the face, it does the tracking of the arms. It doesn't do like for example, if I like push my chest like left side, right side, left side, left side, left side, right side, left side, right side. It doesn't capture that. It doesn't capture like the actual like what my chest is doing. So you have to like so like yeah, it can do ups and downs and left and rights, but it can't do like it can't base off like where my shoulders are, which I feel like is probably the next step in, you know, the whole torso up tracking. Is if they can get your face and your shoulders, then they could like do a lot better sort of control on like what the face looks like and such like that, or what the face and like the body in VTubing does. Wait, oh, so there's 170 like glide targets I need to hit in total, and there's 22 on the map, I think is what they're saying. So they want you to go through that multiple times. No thanks. I'm not going to do that while on stream. Small amount of shakes to other big things. Hey, Zach Rhino is being horny there.
Becky. Lem smash.
Bonk. Aw, there's no profile icon. I thought there would be a profile icon to Zach Rhino. That would have been cool if there was. You need to glide a lot. Yeah, I will need to go through that like multiple times to clear it. And then we've got Beast's Castle. Alright, I think the way... Alright, so that's Melody of Lost Loyalty. Then we go to the Olympus Coliseum, and then we go to Pride Lands, I think. Or do they want us going left first and then right? Alright, let's try... Waltz of the Damned. Woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do, woo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do, woo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright. That's halfway. There we go. That one had some tricky spots, but that was fun. Are you playing on the PC or video game? I'm playing on the PlayStation, because this, like... Fun fact, if you decide to, like, if you're like me, where you play a lot of different games and you want to, like, sort of be there for when the new ones come out and such, if you're gonna go through, like, say, one new game a month, it's normally beneficial to go into subscriber platforms such as PlayStation Plus or the Xbox Game Pass and such. This game and like every every Kingdom Hearts game was available to me because of the PlayStation Plus membership. So that's how I was able to go through like 6 months of nothing but Kingdom Hearts on this console, was because of that membership. Granted, it's expensive at like, I think it's like $100 a year or something like that, but considering I was playing like a different game like every 2 weeks or a month, it was very much worth it. If you're one of those peeps who can survive on like one game a year, however, it's normally not worth going for the subscription platforms. Especially if you're like, you know, only on the PC and you don't need to pay for like that internet membership. Say again, an ad just as ads appear says again. Ah, okay. Wait, ads are over. Okay, so yeah, because I have the PlayStation Plus membership, I'm playing more than like one new game a month. It's like, it works for me financially to go on the membership and play whatever games they put available on the PlayStation Plus rather than paying out of pocket for whatever new games I want to play. This doesn't obviously work for everyone, especially if it takes you, like, it's going to be longer than, like, say, a few months before you get onto a new game, or B, you already have, like, a plethora of games in your backlog that doesn't require a subscription to play. Gotta get going. Follow you up later on a few streaming questions. Not to worry, Zach. I'm also available on the Discord, as there are other streamers in there who might be able to answer some of your questions there as well. Got the waltz done. Ooh, I got all 3 missions done. That was pretty good. Return to the world thingy-madiggy. So yeah. All right, let's give this a try. The other good one. Let's have a... All right. Is this your bop, Zidago? Is this your bop? The, Beauty and the Beast world? Oh, that's not good. That's gonna be a lot of misses. I've done a lot of misses there. That was probably more than 18 misses. Not the smoothest of runs. Yeah. It's not the smoothest of runs, but I'm gonna be real. They're not as difficult as trying to go through like a boss map on the first go. I failed on boss maps more than, you know, just the regular maps. Let's have a look. At least I like get through them, and I'm just like missing out on the missions.
Glug, 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 glug.
Boss maps are insane. They are, Shadow Gaming. I'm guessing you've already played this game? Thank you for the hydrate. Got myself another XP boost. Not using any of those. I normally get like B's and A's. The boss music is a little hard, but you can understand. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like you can't, like... I don't know if this is a mechanic in video game development and such, but I feel like boss maps and boss difficulties are always built in a fashion where they want you to lose on the first run, so then that way, like, because you're meant to beat the bosses on the second run instead of the first. I don't know why. I feel like that's how a lot of games make their maps. Like that's just how I interpret, like, after going through like a number of different games and having like, you know, different boss battles in like, say, the Elden Rings and the God of Wars, I feel like they've started developing boss games where it's like, oh no, this is meant to be a quick status check or something like that, where you're not meant to, you know, go through this on the first go, either because you don't know the pattern and we want to punish you hard for it, or, you know, they just want to do a weird, like, skill check on you without... missing some things. I don't like when the camera does that. But yeah, because the few bosses that I've been able to like sort of get through in one go, sometimes I feel like I'm either because I'm overpowered and I don't need to learn like the bigger like combos about them, or I just lucked out. It never feels like, you know, they've set up the challenge within the one life thing. There we go. You already passed Ansem, huh? Now it's Xemnas. Yeah, I've passed Ansem. It took me... I think it took me like 3 goes to get through Ansem, because I was really confused with like... Because I was less trying to listen into the music and more trying to like follow the actual like music tracks. So that's how I was like trying to go through it. A desire for all. Hey, I at least got the 2 thingamajiggies and the only one left is like the total multi-attack thing. Collect cards. Yep, cool. Alrighty. Alright, so we got the Halloween Town and Tricky Melody. What a surprise. Didn't? The commands are strange. Yeah, just a little bit. Hi there, Masonic. Checking your Himbo rating, are we? Dun, 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 dun. That is a weird... I was expecting it to be a 3-fer, not a 2-fer there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We have a dancing zebra emote. We have a crumping emote. We don't have a dancing zebra emote. So, like, I need to figure out, like, who does, like, animation emotes? Because if I ask on Twitter, I'm just gonna have, like, a dozen of, like, you know, just the generic, because I hate to break it to some of the, like, the artists that, you know, share the Twitch, like, emotes and overlay styles, but sometimes there's a dozen of you that are following the same sort of, like, it's not like the lo-fi corporate look. It's more of like the, like, remember Pepsi? Remember like Coca-Cola, Pepsi? Like, there's a lot of these 2000 sort of like, there's so much going on in the art where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna give it like this bubble, we're gonna give him emboss, we're gonna give him shadow, we're gonna give him all this detail, and it's like, that does not, like, nuh-uh, that's too much. You can't start doing like highlights and all this like, other extra stuff. You need a spooky for Talon Finn. Hi there, Talon Finn. Hey. So yeah, so I don't want to like ask on Twitter because I'll get those kinds of like, and they feel a little bit botty as well when they like try and contact me and with their usernames and such. And like Talon Fizz, there we go. Wait, Tall and Fizz. Am I reading that correctly? Talon, Tall N. Thank you for the Hyper Himbo Hendrix. There's a lot of bots, lots and lots of bots that will auto search for that. Yeah, and they already like, they already contact me at like random times, like when I'm not even asking for art. And I don't know if the bots realize this, but if you're in the furry community, you are filled. You have your choice, and you have a diversity in artists and content creators in the furry community. It is not just a, ooh, like you, like here's a furry, ooh, nuzzles you, hugs and kisses. It's like, you have some very good content creators, and it's not just limited to like, oh, they can draw boobies well, they can draw butt well. It's like, you can get down to like the specifics on fetish. They know how to do the autonomy or the materials. They can also do it in different styles. You can get your Disney, your rubber hose animations. You can get your hyper realism. You can get your anime. You can get all sorts of styles in the furry community. There is no shortage in creativity in the furry community, and what's more is it's competitively priced there as well. You are going to have a very hard time trying to compete in the three like major points of creativity, which is A, cost, B, timing, and 3, diversity, and like, you know, your actual like what makes your art yours. Also, thank you for the Himbo cam, Jason, just showing off the pecs. That's why you see people censoring Patreon and commissions. Sometimes. But yeah. So I'd much rather go, like, sure, I'm following a lot of furries that are already creative and such, but some of them are very not safe for work. And then, you know, some of them it's like, they do good art, but they're not, you know, I feel like there's a skill in being able to work with art in a restrictive format. Domino's art style. Yeah, Domino is good. Like, hang on a second. If I go to let me go to my Twitter really quick and let me see what happens when I go into like the quote-unquote artist's feed and see like who's the latest. Let's have a look. Mega's Arts is good. They're on, and what's more is they do like a really good being able to they're able to like work with limitations as such as like, you know, real estate size. So they're not, so like if they need to, they can give you like all this detail and such, but it doesn't get lost when it's compressed and shrunk down for like mobile viewing and such, which is a skill. I've seen so many artists that are like, oh yes, let me just blow this art piece up to like, you know, almost 1,000,000 pixels in density. And it's like, cool if you're working on like banners and such and you need to like zoom in and focus on the detail, but if you're working in, say, sharing your art in like, say, 720p format or emotes and such, you need to be able to make the art translate well into a very small format. So, and with like for so with like furry artists, it's like they can do the you got artists that can do the hyperrealism where it's like they can use the canvas. They are like experts at it. I've seen what's his name? It's like Pink Font or something like that. They do some incredible background work, and then you've got people like Pan, where it's like they're able to do like a little bit of the detail, and then no. Thank you for the 95 bits. What was that for? What was the 95 bits for? Thank you. Scared the shit out of me. Yeah, like I just get pummeled with apples. He was playing modded Minecraft. Just getting pummeled with apples. All right, for a good host. Oh, thank you. Peckzilla. I think there is an artist called Zilla. Like make an art of you, but don't ask and need to. What? People like make an art of you, but don't ask. Asking you need to have money, and they make you things. I've had some people gift me art. I've not had to pay for them, and they've given me art. I've gotten some really good pieces. The latest one, chat actually, and like this is probably like the best gift art I've gotten so far. Is this? Look at this zebra. This is fucking amazing. This was done by Kusaki Desu, a variety popular VTuber who's a cat, and they were able to like draw. Look at that. Look at my zebra. Look how muscular he is. Look how stonks. It's amazing. So that's what you have to compete with, okay? You have to compete with this amazing art right here. It is wonderful. I love it. They've gotten my hair right. They've written Himbo on the chest. It's fantastic. Other pieces of gift art I've received over the time has been from... Give me a moment. I have a folder. I now have a folder for gift art now. It's fantastic. I've now gotten enough art where it's like, all right, I'm just going to put it in gift art. So I've gotten Sour Cream. They did my persona in the style of, you know, the villagers from, Animal Crossing. That's it. So that's my zebra. They're in a maid outfit for Animal Crossing. So that's one of them. So I'm going to put you over here. They've also made for me, like, this was an earlier one. So there we go. There's me. That's just casual. And then Chase Desu did this fella. This is an absolute amazing. I have that as an emote, actually, as well. So thank you, Chase Desu, for that. And then I think I've put you in a different folder. Where is... Here it is. I actually need to move one... I actually need to move that into the gift art section. Yeah, see? Hendrix has that. And then I have this fella here. Oh, too big. So this is Leon. Leon Hart made for me a really cute emote, or sorry, not an emote. Sorry, I was looking at Chase's and I said emote. But they made me like a really cute one with the zebra, and they gave me like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, one of my favorites. So I absolutely love this. Like, there's all sorts. So if you ever find my like fur affinity or all the history of all the different art that I've had commissioned and such, like, do not think you need to somehow hit, like, you know, the super high levels. I will appreciate any gift art. It is a treat getting anything from anyone. It is, oh, it just feels so good. All of these I absolutely love. I particularly love the angry emote, I will be real with you, because here's the cool thing is, like, no matter how small this art is, you have an idea of what's going on here. Like, look at this guy. You can, like, have it so small and he still looks angry. And then you can have it, like, this big and he's still angry. And then...
Talonfizz paid me to say, can I ask, do you ever plan to play games, cross-platform games with viewers? If so, when?
Yes, actually. Hang on a sec. I need to get rid of all these gift arts. I have scheduled in the future a... You do that. I have scheduled in the future a... Whoop, wrong mission. I have scheduled in the future a party stream, actually. I will release a poll later on in the month. Probably a lot closer to when the party stream is, on what games to play, and the intention of the party stream is that it would be games such as maybe Mario Kart, Goose Goose Duck, Prop Hunt, or Fall Guys. There would be a game we'd play, and it would be a mixture of me, people I've invited, and, you know, the viewers to join in and play. So I believe in the Discord I've already made it an event, I think. Yeah, I've got one event, May 6th. For me, it's going to be 6 p.m. It might be a different time zone for you, so double check there. But I will get a poll out shortly, later in the month, on what games the viewers might be more interested in playing. So yeah. All right. Little rant over. I can close this thing. Clear with 40% or more. Hit all simultaneous targets. Alrighty then. 6 p.m. here for me. Oh, is it 6 p.m. for you right now? Well, it's 11:13 a.m. for me. Dun, 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 dun.
Talentfiz paid me to say perfect when it happens. Would love to play a game or two with you. By the way, it's 7:14 p.m. for me. What is it for you?
It is 11 a.m. for me. I don't normally do morning streams, but... Or, actually, let me rephrase that. My most common streams are in the evenings for me, like Friday, Saturdays, and Mondays. But I've made Sunday, like, because I don't normally have interruptions from work or anything like that, I've made the Sundays a morning stream, so then that way American peeps have a greater chance of coming over and saying hi and seeing what my streams are in a more, like, you know, lighter environment. So yeah. So, and normally this is like a backlog as well, so you'll catch me on like, oh, this is what's in my... This is what I'm playing normally on like some of the other days, maybe. So for example, I might go through this a little more often. Will you put a notification in Discord? Yes. There will be a notification in Discord, and I'll double check and see if there's like a means of me being able to make a poll. Because I know there's like the emotes, like some people might click on emotes and such, but I want to try and limit it so that, you know, people don't just select their own emotes, but I still want to allow for multiple thingy-majiggies. Done. Hey, I did hit all the simultaneous targets. Excellent. Alright, return to the world. It's okay, they make an art of you people, but some people... Oh wait, no, I already read that. Yep, it's how it works to him. So yeah. Alrighty, let's get this one done. All right, I'm gonna run I'm gonna test a prediction here. So, because it is a darkness world and it is a bit quick. So I'm gonna run the prediction right now. Will I succeed? Sorry for the advertisement, but those advertisements need to happen. Thank you for the head pats. Prediction, will I succeed We got 10 points in for yeah, hell yeah. I reckon the yeses are a fairly like, you know, easy win, quite frankly. You want to see how Domino would draw me? What's their style? Because I remember looking at hang on, DAWMINO. They are familiar. Yes, I know this style. Oh, they have done strong. Okay. I always thought they've done like, you know, they've always done like the soft. I know they always do like, you know, they do big art, yeah, but they always do like soft and such. So it is a surprise seeing like one of their more recent arts where they've actually done muscle. So damn, I love their work. Unfortunately, their commissions are closed. Cookie for Talon Fizz. Alrighty then. 68% say yeah, I'll succeed. 32% say nah. Alrighty then, let's see how we go. We're gonna do it on standard difficulty. I had him draw Tracy monthly as a Patreon. Ooh, okay. Well, I got like a ref sheet command if you needed like a collection of things. I gotta save my money up, unfortunately. After like moving out to my own and such, I have to pay all my bills in full, and Twitch does not let me. I do not get enough money from Twitch to be able to like have that support both the streaming side and like all the extra things I would like to do. Dun 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 dun.
Let's go! Life! Let's go!
Okay, I know how to do this. Having said that, I missed like all the targets.
Take this!
There we go.
Sipping Time sponsored by Talent Fizz.
Alrighty then, Talon Fizz, I'll try to remember to do that. Dun, 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 dun. I think I missed one of the simultaneous targets as well. There we go. Sometimes I think the streamers like putting the video game in the table of computer to play on this. What? Can you paste the link of the artist later on Twitter, dude? Oh, unfortunately, no, because they're a not safe for work artist. And what's more is I don't want to I don't want to advocate for people of being like, oh, hey, rather than commissioning your own, like your own persona and such like that, commission to get my zebra or such. I don't want to like set that sort of a tone, or, you know, I don't want to set some sort of precedent where it's like, ah, yes, here is an artist or something like that that I like to commission. It's like, because that's what's going off in my brain right now, is that people want to see the Domino, because it's like Hendrix was mentioning, it's like, oh yeah, it would be lovely to see the zebra drawn in such art. I would rather, you know, when it comes into my head of like an artist and such like that, being like, oh, here's a cool artist. So, just weird autistic brain thinking, I'm sorry to say. Oh, I did defeat all the multi-attack enemies. Oh, multi-attacks, that's different. My brain is working too fast, I'm sorry to say. It's working too fast right now, trying to like interpret, you know, what's going off in the stream. All right, hang on, let me read the message again. I had them draw traces. Can you pass the link of the artist later on Twitter, dude? Later you do that, okay? Sometimes I think the streamers like putting the video game in the table of the computer to play on the screen.
1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alright. I think the 20 squats will be very helpful. Now, did I succeed? Hell yeah, I succeeded. So, prediction completed. Congratulations to the 4 viewers who joined in. And you get your, like, 1K splits. Alright, here we go.
Talonfizz paid me to say I do enjoy hanging out in a furry community. They're cool bunch of people. I'm not even a furry, but I like the games, the jokes and art they do. That is also another reason I enjoy your streams.
You so much, Talonfizz! That's actually really nice. Cause like, you know, sure. Damn it, you missed the predictions again. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do them at every battle. I'm gonna do them at, like, you know, some of the darkness worlds that may seem trickier, or boss battles. Alrighty. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. All right, miss 16 or fewer times, hit all simultaneous targets. Let's go. Let's see how we do.
Z_doggo wants you to stretch. Remember to stretch.
These are tricky. There we go. What was the message I missed? Damn it, I missed the prediction. They get a lot of hate. I don't know why. I see nothing wrong with it. Okay, so the reason why furries get a lot of flack is back in the 2000s, CSI, like the very popular crime TV show, had an opportunity to present the furry community after its popularity or after its like growth on the year after like the 90s, I think, or 80s, when furries like had communities and conventions and such. Hang on a sec. Stretching. Yes. I was concentrating very hard on this. Thank you for the stretch. All right, so the furry community had like conventions and such going off since I think as early as the 80s. Maybe it's sooner. I haven't seen the documentary in a while. And when CSI, like the TV show, did a segment, or they did an episode which featured furries, this was in the year 2000 or something, they took a very, like, scandalous tone with the furry community. They put furries down as like it was a sex thing, as if it was like a fetish club, like domination and what have you. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the armrests. So that's how a lot of people had their first introduction to the furry community. It was seen as, it was seen as like almost like a dominatrix or a fetishism club, which was not the point of the furry community. The furry community was similar to like comic books or manga followers, where it was more of a case of the appreciation of the anthropomorphization arts and, content creation within it. So it would be, it was a very reductive presentation of furries, and that, like, that sort of like image just tarnished furries for a while. But it also did the inverse. It also did this like sort of problem where, furries weren't like ashamed of, having this kind of like that sort of like, hallmark to them either, because furries, like, from each facet, a lot of them will normally tell you of how they were rejected from like a previous group or whatever, and then they got into the furry community and they were very accepting, they were very forward and comfortable in bringing them in because of their, love of anthropomorphization and the content involved with it. So you had people that, were interested in the comics, the video games, what have you, of the different characters, and then you'd have others which, it was, a bit of a sexy thing for them and such, but they weren't going to be objected or rejected for such a thing, which is, that's kind of what you want in a social group, quite frankly, is you want to be able to find a group that accepts you and isn't going to, like, just reject you because it's the short of it being like, oh, it's just not socially acceptable. It's like, no, like, if it's a very big moral problem, then yes, give them the harsh treatment and what have you. If it's illegal, push them out and such, but don't be cutting people out just because, oh, it's a little bit socially, like, a bit of a gray area. It's like, no, you bring them in, you find out where they need to you find out, like, where their strengths and their weaknesses are socializing, and you improve on their socialization skills and have them so then that way they're just comfortable around people and are able to communicate with people that are not of the same interest. That is the social contract of fandoms that is like an unwritten contract of the fandom, is that you allow people of similar interest to come in and you give them a platform to improve their social skills, both with people that are of similar interests and have a higher tolerance, and as well as getting them, to be able to improve their social skills for those who don't have a similar interest, who would have a lower tolerance for you. And so for like the last few decades, like, furry community has had, like, it's just really big right now. And ever since, like, the internet has, had its real big boom, and people have been able to create, like, a persona and separate the persona on the internet from, like, the IRL, like, more and more people can come into the furry community. And with things such as, Zootopia, Brand New Animal, and all that, and Beastars, there's more and more content for the furries to consume and create that is not, like, sexually orientated or anything like that. And what's more is the furry community is probably, like, at least in, like, my little, like, time of, like, checking out different fandoms and such like that, they're one of the few fandoms where, you can have like a proper sort of dialogue and discussion with your friends and some of the acquaintances in the furry community about either sex or gender, and you can have a positive return from it, and the group is not, focused on the gender or the sex identity. As far as I can see, they're really nice people. Yeah, no, they are. It's a fandom. Like, you will find nice people. It's not just sex and hot things. People can be happy around other ones to be friends with or someone to love, and I love how... Yeah, no, exactly. Similar... Now there are similar communities like furries. I don't know if I'd, do it as a one-to-one similar, but I'd say, like, the unique aspect of the furry community is just how much stronger like the indie content creation is. Like, that's my thoughts on like the furry community, is that I see, like, I'm seeing a lot more people who are, you know, interested in doing content that is furry orientated, but it's not their livelihood. Like, for example, like Kusaki Desu, he has a full-time job. Most furries have a full-time job. They're not making and they'll make content. They'll do DJs, they'll do streams, they'll do art and what have you, but it's not their livelihood. It's not their full-time job or what have you. But you still have the opportunity to make it a full-time job, like what Mega's Arts does, what Donimo does, and a few of the other communities, a few of the other furries in the community does. You know, the big talks we have, it's good because we connect. Yeah. So yeah, and there will always be like a sex side to furry fandom, which, you know, you can take it or leave it, quite frankly, because here's the thing, is that some people will get into the furry fandom because of the sex thing, and some of them won't. You can't split the two without some sort of falling out going off. So it's just, there needs to be my thoughts on the furry fandom, like where it needs to go is, it's a great fandom, but I don't think it should be your first fandom. Like your first, you know, contributing and conversation sort of fandom. I don't know if it should be like your number one, like first one. It can be a main one for you when you, like, you know, you're in your late teens, you're in your 20s or something, where it's like you already know 95% of the social rules and contracts and such between, you know, how to communicate IRL, how to communicate on the internet, how to communicate with strangers, and how to communicate with friends. If you've got 95% of those rules down, sure, you can go into the furry fandom and you can take or leave any of the rules and the practices they give. But if the furry fandom is like your very first fandom and is the one that you are only in, and you're like a teenager or something like that, then I don't know like how beneficial it is, because like sometimes people are like there's just not a track record of them being a great person to see like out in public, especially with the way they act around other furries. So even though I'm not a furry, I'm welcome in the furry community. Yes, you are. It's okay to be furry, and it's not just furry things. They do have life and people to love, and it's love. Yeah, no. So yeah. God, this is, next time I need to have like furry community notes about like some of the like stuff I've said in the past and all this kind of other like stuff I've said in the past and other sorts of like comments and points I've made. What's your question? Hang on. Rule 34. Where is your question? If I ever get the opportunity to commission, with your permission, could I have him draw you? Yes. So, hang on. Let me just like give like a quick 2-3 second pause, and then I'll like say what I want, and so then that way, in case it gets clipped, it's clipped within context. If you have any desire of, you know, gifting me art, whether it's art that you have drawn or that you have commissioned, I am totally fine with any safe for work sort of content. You, like, no questions, like, need to be asked majorly about safe for work commissions. If it's a not safe for work commission, I would very much prefer that you ask me either in Discord, Twitter, or Telegram saying, hey, I would like to get a not safe for work commission for you, and, you know, you give me your idea of like, oh, what did you want the zebra doing or being or looking, and then I can give you like, because I don't want to like sort of publicly say yes or no to not safe for work commissions. I would much rather like just sort of say it as a private thing. But if it's a safe for work commission, absolutely, there isn't a problem in safe for work missions of my zebra. Just side note on that one, if you are like trying to do a commissioned art where it's the zebra and another individual, or zebra and a group of people, I would prefer you don't do like any sort of art that, you know, insinuates the zebra has any like relationship to the partner or to the group that is more than just friends or acquaintances. Because it would feel weird if I saw my zebra, you know, sort of kissing another character who I either don't know or it is someone I know, but I don't have those sorts of like affection or feeling towards. Can I join the Discord? Yeah, you can join the Discord. There's my Discord. You'll aim for safe for work. Ah, okay. Cool. Are you thinking it's worth to be furry and do this because you're awesome to... Wait. Why is there so many questions? Can I... Wait, so... Talon... Where... Why is everyone asking questions all of a sudden?
Talonfizz paid me to say also got tased and pepper sprayed today to get certified to use the equipment. Lol, if you want I have the videos if you want a good laugh.
Wait. You have to get tased and peppered sprayed to use the equipment? Why? Why is that a thing? Oh, you want to be able to properly operate this taser that has, like, you know, a few safety features and you need to be careful of your aim? All right, first we're going to tase you. What? Why? Why is that a requirement? Like, imagine trying to apply that into, like, other equipments of, like, oh, do you want to use a knife? Well, here, we're going to quickly have you put on one of those, like, chainmail gloves, and we're going to run the knife over your hand so you can understand the dangers. It's like being stabbed before you can use a sword. Exactly. Ouch. Wait, your question is up there. So many questions. Wait, what question? Hang on. What? I need to scroll through, wait, hang on. So, Zidago, yep, the furry community is not just the thing I don't know. I mean, no disrespect to the question asking, you know, more about what we think of, either I'm not sure, I'm looking for question marks. Answer for my question. Okay, so the Hendrix question was about getting commissions, and I've done my remark about that. Safe for work has, like, you know, just sort of a rubber stamp yes. Not safe for work, so I'd prefer a courtesy message in Discord or Twitter or Telegram. Talon asked if they can join the Discord. I sent them the Discord link. Zidago, safe for work is good, but Zeebs has a not safe for work already. Yes, I have not safe for work art, and, you know, I have quite a bit of it, and normally I aim for more safe for work stuff now that I've been streaming and such, but I do have, I probably have an Excel spreadsheet of ideas I want to get through first. Talonfizz then talked about getting sprayed and tased. Oh, here's Zeebs. Are you thinking it was worth to be furry and do this because you're awesome and we love you, okay, and gotta support you a lot? Did I think it was worth being a furry? I say yes. By the time I'm trying to think how long I've been in this fandom for. 10... I'm probably getting up to 10 years in this community now. I was definitely 18 when I started doing, like, roleplay and such. But, I very much enjoyed... Oh, there's an advertisement going on. Not good. Anyone that's not subscribed to me is not gonna hear the, will not... Oh, gotta sleep. Need to be good tomorrow. Bye. Okay, not to worry, Zidalgo. Thank you for joining the stream. Advertisement ends in 3, 2, 1. No, I did not regret joining the furry community. I think it's very much worth it. My situation on when I joined the furry community was when I had already had, like, all sorts of when I've had, like, all sorts of, like, you know, social skill training and what have you. So I didn't have as much of a disadvantage in, you know, being autistic and going into a fandom that, you know, may not have been appropriate to join into and get a majority of my social lessons from. It was more rather of a fandom of something I was interested in, and I was able to separate what I was interested in from real life. And Talonfizz has sent me something cool. Oh my goodness. I'll watch it after stream, so then that way I don't have any of the sounds going into the stream or anything like that by accident. Sleep well. Alright, return to the world. Okay, dude, later. You say more tomorrow. I'm not 100% certain if I'm gonna stream tomorrow evening, I'm gonna be real with you. A part of me wants to, like, take a quick Monday, like, no stream thingy-majiggy just so I can, like... Because I don't have to work tomorrow, thankfully, but I just want to sleep in. I just want to, like, sleep, eat McDonald's, and pizza. Send me later. Okay, Grant. Sky! Welcome, Sky! You missed out on a lot of talk about the furry fandom and whether or not I accept safe for work and not safe for work commissions / gift art, and whether I think it was a good thing to be in the furry community. Yes, it was. You shared my tow truck in the general Discord. I did see that. I did see that because I was in this like little confusing phase of like, wait, someone asked a question, and then I was like looking at all my different social medias. I am a very difficult I'm a very himbo zebra. It is very hard trying to keep up socially. Especially when I have a game like this, which is a rhythm game that is asking me to concentrate very hard on the music and the beeps and the boops and the swipes and the dashes. Here we go. Oh my goodness. This wants me to attack so rapidly. Oh god, this is pain. I don't like this map. Did I accidentally change this to, like, proud mode or something like that? I don't remember changing this to such a difficulty. Oh my goodness. This is going too fast. I missed it. Damn it.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. Oh my goodness, I am nearly dead. Oh god! Ah! I failed a standard map! Oh my goodness, I was not I got at least I failed on a C, apparently. Thank you, I had to drive it back from Florida and you live in Jesus Christ, that is a long-ass drive. That is such a long drive. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. Alright. I need to like focus on the sound a little bit more. Alright, here we go. Full screen this. Alright. Here we go. Focus time. Do not distract me.
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Damn it.
It's over.
I am nearly dead. Oh my god. Ah! Never again. How is this standard? I was pressing X so many times and I feel like I wasn't getting it right half the time. Oh my goodness. I at least defeated 60% of the ground enemies, and I didn't defeat... I only defeated, like, less than half of the Hot Rod enemies. Oh. Yay, cleared. Fuck you, game. Alright, now to go to the other, world. Melody of Lost Loyalty. Alright, starting the prediction on this dark world. Dun, 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 dun. Starting a prediction. Will the zebra succeed? Vote now and predict. Is it a yeah, I'm gonna win, or nah, I'm not gonna win? Let me know. I should probably adjust the action so it actually makes a mention in the chat of, hey, new prediction running. Twitch. Chat. Send message. Going all in? You're going all in and yeah? Alrighty then, you're going all in and yeah. There we go. Alrighty. 100% yeah, I'm gonna do this? Alrighty then. Let's see. If I fail on this, Timmy, you're gonna lose everything. It's gonna be a classic Australian gambling dilemma. You're just gonna be like, no! And then you're gonna have to try and do, like, something to get this all back. And you're just gonna do, like, a double or nothing. Yes. Going all in. You has faith. You has faith, and your faith was well placed. Ah, it was so easy in the first third, and then it just got really hard really quickly. 5 misses, though. Got a lot of stuff. Got potions, got withering shards and gems. Ding, ding. A chain of 92 or more on standard, and I only got 60. Oh, hey, I got a new collector's card, though, which is nice. And I've got the opening version of Sanctuary. Excellent. You missed a prediction the 3rd time? You're not really paying attention to these
Hendrix
streams, Furry.
wants you to stretch. Remember to stretch.
Stretching time. I have the predictions going, like, you have a minute.
Hendrix92 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alrighty then, fine. I'll do 20 squats. Not the only thing that is really hard really quickly. Oh my goodness, Terra Bad. Horny. Where's... There it is.
Becky. Limb smash.
Bonk.
Bonker.
Get bonked. Alrighty then. Stretch. Stretch for the big boy. Alrighty. Alright. What was that? That was a bonk, and that's Mr. Terabad. Here we go. 20 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, I see. 5, 6, 7.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Zeebs is a cutie.
I am not a cutie. I refuse such commentary, and stop putting the tiny Vaporeon into my stream, Blue. Stop putting him in there. You go
Quote
suck a lemon.
141.
Boobies.
Seals also scream when you hit them with a bat.
I forgot I said that before. Welcome to the stream, Blue. Also, the Let Me Smash thingy-majiggy is what gets
Zeebs
played
is a
before I
cutie.
bonk people for being horny. So they have an understanding of why they get the horny bat. Alrighty. You missed out on a big conversation, Blue, earlier about the furry community and gifted art and all kind of stuff. I am missing so many of these. Why am I missing you? What the hell? Am I not allowed to, like, you know, press the button rapidly? I feel like it's not letting me press A rapidly. I have to, like, swap to the other... At least I'm still alive. Nice rating. And that's halfway there. This is not good. There we go. You want a hug now? Exclamation point hug. What are you eating? What the oh, fruity. You're eating like Fruity Pebbles or something like that. Oh my goodness. Well, I got an A for that. A is a good rating, quite frankly. I didn't hit all my glide targets, unfortunately, which is a shame, but I at least got a star for my efforts. Okay, one more. Man, some of these are hard. Because, like, some of them are, like, you know, easy openings and such like that, but then, like, the difficulty curve ramps up really quickly, and I'm like, this music did not prepare me for this. I just wish I could heal in the middle of matches. All right, halfway there. Don't drop a traffic cone on me when I'm trying to follow the music. Woo! Did it. Also, did you pixelate me? When did you do that? Oh yeah, I forgot to update the pixelation thing. Hang on a second. Pixelation. I had 5 to 10 seconds. I think I should have it for like... I think I'm gonna have it for 15 or 30 seconds instead. So 15, 1, 2, 3, and then, so yeah, 15 to 30 seconds. I feel like having the pixelation for longer is gonna like sort of help in, you know, being able to show the effect and what have you, and have me be able to see it when it happens. Hit, sometimes, yep, cool. I wasn't gonna be able to hit any of those. BRB, not to worry, Talon Fizz. Yay, I've unlocked more of these worlds. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Oh, and that one's done as well. So if I really wanted to, I could just skip everything. But we ain't doing that. We're going for the Pride Lands. We're going to the furry world. Remember when we turned into a lion at this world? Wasn't that weird? Like, we just randomly turned into animals and we had, like, lost, like, half of our defense, like, strats. I don't like those rapid hits. It just doesn't feel like in time with the music. Like, I know it is actually in time with the music, but it just doesn't feel it in my autistic brain. The notes feel too soft for it. Like, at least these ones, like, you know, they sound in tune. Plus the little, like...
Fire!
Dun, 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 dun.
Take this! You're done! Let's go! Please!
Did it. Be yeah. Woo. What do I get? What do I get? I had one miss, but I got A++. Hell yeah. Getting a lot of gems. Got a summoning star for my problems as well. Hey, I got all 3 missions done as well. All right, next one. Clear on Proud difficulty without items. Break all barrels and boxes. Get 65 or higher excellent or better rating. Well, we're not doing this at Proud difficulty, I can tell you that much. Proud difficulty, I feel like I'd have way too hard of a time trying to follow the beat. I would just not get those tunes in order. Yeah, like the beat is too soft.
It's over! Let's go! Fire! Take this!
Hyper focus mode activated.
Gotcha! Fire! Take this!
Yes! Did it. Let's go! Blue, do not skip this game. You believe Domino has had a full-time job for a while now? Yeah, okay, so I'm not yeah, no, good for him. good for content creators and being able to have their content creation, their hobby, their skill, their craft be the full-time job. It is amazing. They have been able to, like, they haven't, like, ruled over capitalism. They haven't broken the cycle, but they've at least made the capitalist system work a little more in their favor, and being able to have the hobby and the thing they love be hand in hand with their livelihood, which is, you know, there can be commentary to be said of like, oh, if your hobby becomes your job, ends up turning your job into your hobby, which may not feel right. But good for Domino and being able to do a full, like, being able to do content creation of art and animation and what they want to do as a full-time job. It is amazing. Good for them. I'm glad they're able to do that. Ding, ding. And I didn't do the last one because there was no way I was going to try and do that as a proud mode thing. I feel like I'd fail, especially if I try to get, like, the other missions done. Circle of Life field music materials unlocked. Excellent. Alright, so that's all that unlocked, which means we can now go to... So we go Radiant Garden... Actually, no. So, yeah, Radiant Garden to Crushing Melody to Palace Paranoids. I absolutely love their art as well. If I had the time and the money, I would commission them, and I would love a not safe for work from them because they know how to do, like, big and bigger. But, yeah, I don't have the monies yet. I remember this song. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. They're 2/3 of the way there. I should be able to start saving up money in half a year or so that's my thread of hope that I'm grasping for sanity. Plus, your streams really help my sanity, too. I'm glad that I do not negatively influence your brain, Hendrix. I feel like, you know, the minimum in being a good content creator is one of two things. Number one, don't be toxic and don't diddle kids. Amazingly enough, some people fucking fail at those two minimums, but I have been able to succeed in not, you know, breaking those two cardinal rules. Wasn't this stage a darkness? No. This one wasn't a darkness stage. So we got this one, and then I think the next, hang on a sec, going through all the thingies. We got one more in this world, and then the next... So this is like the next normal one, and then the darkness stage is after this. Alright, let's see how I go. Wish me luck, chat. Yes! I was able to succeed! Cerezo something or rather. Alright, so those are the two normals done. Oh! Oh! Oh, A+++, and I did the full chain. No misses, 17 goods, 33 excellence, 135 golden excellences. I was fucking baller. Hell yeah, cookie for Timmy. Timmy. Got it. Yes! All 3 missions done. I thought I was gonna have a terrible time in this mission. Cookie for the full chain. Good job. Nom, 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 nom. Hang on a second. Nom, 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 nom. Is it time? Yes, it is time. We are going to go into the Darkness Melody, and we are going to run a prediction. Vote now on your devices. Will I succeed in doing the Sinister Shadows on the first go in Standard, or will I fail? Viewers may predict. Hang on. Cookie for Jason. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do this. Let's go. Oh, that is very too rapid. That was... Did it! I succeeded. I'm glad no one doubted my prowess. Did I succeed? Yes, I did. Congratulations! I only missed 9 times, and Furry Cures gets all their points back. That wasn't too fun of a prediction. Ding, ding. Alright, cutscene time.
Sora returned to Hollow Bastion, where he learned the startling truth. He thought he had defeated Ansem, but that was actually an imposter. The real Ansem had an apprentice named Xehanort, whose Heartless called
imposter.
himself Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. And Xehanort's nobody, Xemnas, was the leader of Organization 13. The organization's aim was revealed. They
Yep.
planned to collect all the hearts released by the Keyblade to create another Kingdom Hearts, and they would harness it for their own gain. Realizing he was being used, Sora almost gave up the fight, but with the help of a mysterious stranger, he pulled through and continued onward.
Cool. All right, next one. Maybe I...
Fire! Flame! Fire! Flame! It's over! Let's go! Fire! Take this! Flame! Take this!
All right, I missed a few there, but I reckon I still got an A. Some of these are just tricky. I'm putting like so much focus as well, but it's like I'm still a visual focuser as well. I do not do well on like, you know, sound detection kind of stuff where it's like, ah, yes, I should press the button now because of the chime. It's like, nope. I am still very much just going visually of, here's the circle, I see it shrinking, hit at the perfect circle moment. I'm still trying to do it based off that. I just can't do it on sound. And the sound of the bites is getting faster. Start. This feels out of beat.
Let's go!
Whew. How long has that ticker been down there for? Also, why is my ticker, like, off-center? Why is it off-center like that? It should not be off-center. That is terrible. That is a terrible ticker. Hang on. Like, why is there spaces? Dun, 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 dun. Quote message. Be sure to remind, yep. Set ticker. Be sure to remind, ticker text, yep. Oh, maybe it's because of the time. Yeah, it's the timer message that's doing it. There we go. Wait, so quote message. Be sure to remind. Broadcaster at broadcaster. There we go. All right. And then I can hide this ticker banner. There we go. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, I got all 3 missions done at least. That's nice. Hell yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All right, how far away am I from the bosses? So I've got Darkness World here. And then I've got the world that never was here. All right, I'll go through the 2 worlds that never was to get myself in the jam. And then we'll... Oh my gosh. Deep dive is going to be very painful. Here we go. We're going to try our best here. Start! Here we go. Oh shit. I need to answer that. Everything is all right. I just needed... I am on call, so hang on a second. So when I am on call, it means that if a particular phone number rings, and I need to answer it because they're asking for desktop support help, and I need to help them. So it was just one of those fun little moments where the notification went off. I had to grab my phone and I needed to provide desktop support. I needed to like stop everything else I was doing. It's very ill-advisable when you're on call to ever go traveling or anything like that, or go to family events. So since this was just, you know, streaming and playing video games, however, I had to do the and what's more is this is a single player game. Like, I was very much able to pause this and you know, pick up the phone and such like that. There are priorities in my life, unfortunately, and work has to be one of those priorities. Just one of those fun annoyances. So, user called, couldn't get their laptop started. I went through the troubleshooting steps trying to get them working.
Fire!
So yeah, everything is okay now. Well, everything for me is okay now. So yeah. Woo! Yay, I was able to get the 2 missions I could do at the difficulty I was at. So, did it work? I am not gonna say. Alright, now to do the trickier map. Oh boy, if I get another phone call again, however, hopefully I don't get another phone call. Normally the desktop support line is not that busy. Normally I get them like once a week. But that's been like 3 phone calls this week. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is like all the data portals.
Let's go! Please! It missed!
FurryCures1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
I'll do those after the, I'll do these after the song.
Fire! Let's go! Fire!
There we go. Alrighty then, time to do my squats. Squat time. Big stretch.
stretch.
Big stretch for the big boy. Alrighty then, here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. Damn it, I didn't defeat all the multi-attacks. Got points though, which is good. Melody of Betrayal. Alrighty then. This is another Darkness world. We're gonna do another prediction. Get your votes in. Am I gonna succeed? Am I gonna fail? Who knows? Worth looking, worth betting. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Using this moment to catch my breath. A lot of people think I'm gonna succeed. That's good. You bet it all in again. Furry Cures, you need to be careful of just betting all in. Don't do that. Don't throw all your monies away. Oh, no pressure. I just need to, you know, succeed. Alrighty then, here we go. I know if I fail this, Furry Cures is gonna be real mad with me. And then they're gonna have to try and make their channel points some other ways. They're gonna have to try and win them back. Oh boy. I'm glad I didn't have to do, like, that kind of button mashing in attacks. You had to step away and miss the predictions. Not to worry, Time. The predictions were very strongly sided to me. 100% say, yeah, I would succeed on this Darkness world. I've missed 6 times. And I got my 2 stars for it. Alrighty then. Outcome. Did I succeed? Yeah, I succeeded. There we go. Next cutscene.
To ensure that Sora would make it to Organization 13's headquarters, Axel sacrificed himself. Roxas appeared within Sora and challenged him for the right to exist. but Roxas realized Sora's strength and disappeared. At last, Sora, Riku, and I were reunited. Kingdom Hearts
Yay!
loomed overhead, but Ansem the Wise managed to bring its completion to a halt.
And just fucking
Sora,
died.
alongside Riku, faced the final battle with Xemnas, the last member of Organization 13.
And his weird ass attire. I don't know why his attire decided to do that reverse color scheme thing. Yay, Zigbar. Alrighty then. This one is... Alright, this one's a boss, and it gives us Team 3D. Now, this one, I am going to be real with you, is going to be a lot harder. Boss matches are, like, there is no guarantee I am going to get this on the first go. It's a darkness world. I'm fairly sure this is a boss battle, which goes by, like, completely different rules. It's been a long time since I've done that. Do not gamble everything, Furry Cures, I swear to God. Oh, boy. Ugh. I feel terrible. You went all in again? No, that's not how this works. Alrighty. Hopefully I remember how to do boss battles. Great. Alright, and then...
Why don't you
Oh, so that was guarding. Okay. And... How... I have, like, no indicators of... Never mind, then. I didn't fuck it up. I was really close to fucking it up. I don't know how I was able to do the blocks earlier, but I did it. I technically did not fuck up. New boss. By a thread. Yeah, if I got hit like maybe one more time by the unblockable nonsense, I probably would have gone down.
Xemnas was finally defeated.
Finally.
But after the battle, Sora and Riku found themselves trapped in the realm of darkness.
Oh no.
Suddenly, a bottle washed up on shore. The message inside led them back to the realm of light.
Which, not much explanation with there, I'm sorry to say. There was very little explanation on why they were able to come back with that. Woo! I can now play as... Oh, damn it, it's Riku and two randoms. I thought it was gonna be like Sora, Riku, and Kairi, but instead, it's just weird shit. Okay, what's this one? The all clear gives us Team Birth by Sleep. And we can't go further until we clear the nearest world. Oh my goodness. What time is it? It's 1 p.m. Oh my goodness. Yay! Collector art has increased. Clear a song in the track selection to unlock the museum. Oh my goodness. Freely choose songs to play, compete with other players. Alrighty. I am gonna call it there. Oh my goodness. Don't forget to hand in the prediction. Oh yeah, complete the prediction. Dun 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 dun. That is going to be... Actually, I just realized you can't hear what I'm hearing. I need to get some music playing in the background. That is going to be it for tonight. Or, sorry, this morning, sorry. I was in my brain. Time is an illusion. I am going to end it there. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow evening. I'm going to take just a little bit of a break. I'm going to be back on streaming Friday, I'm fairly sure. So like I may not be streaming tomorrow, but you know, I'll pick it back up, don't you worry. I just want to have taking a day off. Yes, I'm taking a day off cuz I don't know, this last week has just felt a little more exhausting than usual, weirdly enough. Like I've just wanted to like sleep in like hugely. I don't know if it's because of, like, you know, the mix of working on call and doing the Saturdays while also trying to do a Saturday stream after the Saturday shift, but something. I don't know. But yeah, before you all disappear, however, I would like to get a raid going. Let me see who is online. Let's see. What are they doing? Ooh, someone is doing a 24-hour stream after reaching 8K. Good for them. We're going to go raid into them. We're going to go raid into Ryder the Sausage. And our raid message is going to be... Congrats on the 8K. Here's Himbo's incoming. Alrighty. That is going to be our raid message as we go in and raid into Ryder the Sausage stream. I hope you'll join me with that raid message. If you aren't subscribed, you can use whatever other kinds of emotes you want. You don't have to use my ones. And otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to this morning's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry that I had to like step away to do the on-call. That kind of stuff is bound to happen, unfortunately, when I'm on call. If you would like to keep up with me, you can follow me on Twitter, or you can reach me on Discord. I normally chat and share memes in my Discord server, and you'll be able to have, you know, some other peeps to talk to there. I will definitely post a poll or something like that at some point later on this week, or this month, sorry, about the party stream Saturday, May 6th. And otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.